don't cash out. Digital bank can be wrong it. I will arrange your kidnap. My daughter pays school fees. He lost teller. So we called the go track and robber. You see him? Make see that's why you don't go. That's why you don't go people. Because if it's Ozim Akashi, you go add the top fees. I don't need to go Biafra before I go chop Ugu now. Ugu day here, like backyard there. You go chop and there. Raf, Coles. Raf. Mr. Cole said it now. No, it's a call. He said, yes, that man said it. If they come in, they talk to. Say, come on, make you now stop all this nonsense of election winning at the top. Say they don't approve. Say they don't approve. Say America said go follow them, come. America go follow them, come. Constant with this one now war.
Live in Nigeria.
This one. Then they don't go all over. Then they do come here now. They say they attack. I read it. They attack.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, everybody. This is a new week. You're welcome to the program. Bystanders at a distance. I'm Christian Chuku. Thank you very much for being part of this wonderful program. This morning, I would say yes. Today is the 5th of September 2022, and we are right here to get people talking on the topical issues that we have. This morning, I'm at Ogba. This morning, I can see we are beside the bystanders, and they are deliberating on the reports that we have on the dailies this very morning. Let's go straight to the paper. We have the Nigerian Tribune, and we also have the Nation newspaper, the Nigerian Tribune, and the Nation newspaper. Yes, the Nation is saying above the masthead, IG to US government, no threat to next year's election. No threat, no security threat to next year's election. IG is telling the US government that there's no threat to the 2023 election. ASU raises 7-man panel to counter smear campaign. ASU raises a 7-man panel to counter smear campaign. They accuse the government of carrying out propaganda on ASU's stance. 15-year jail term awaits land grabbers in Oyo State. Banks cut work hours to save operational costs. Banks cut work hours to save operational costs. 2 died, dozens trapped at 7-story building collapse in Lagos. 2 died, dozens trapped at 7-story building collapses in Lagos. Nigeria seeks debt for climate swap deal. Nigeria seeks debt for climate swap deal. NNPCL, petrol to sell for 462 naira per litre without subsidy. Petrol to sell for 462 naira per litre without subsidy. Corporation defends 68 million litre daily consumption claim. DS Custom CG ready for forensic audits. DS the Custom CG ready for forensic audit. PB crisis, hope dims for reconciliation. Hope dims for reconciliation. There seems to be no hope for reconciliation when we talk about the PDP crisis. Let's go over to the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Gunmen kidnapped 32 travelers in Ondo State. Gunmen kidnapped 32 travelers in Ondo State. On PMS, Nigeria spends 6.5 trillion naira annually to subsidize 60 million liters daily supply. Nigeria spends 6.5 trillion naira annually to subsidize 60 million liters daily supply. That is from NNPC. Puts the average subsidy per liter at 297. Puts average subsidy per liter at 297 naira. Offers to submit to forensic audit of fuel supply. Insists that daily average supply remains 68 million. Insists that that daily average supply remains 68 million. Let's go. ASU raises a 7-man rapid response team. ASU raises a 7-man rapid response team. Tinubu confused by Atiku's achievements. PDP is responding to the party, the APC, saying that their presidential flag bearer is confused by Atiku's achievements. Now the IGP to UN chiefs saying that no threat to Nigeria's 2023 election. IGP tells UN police chiefs no threat to Nigeria's 2023 election. Main headline, PDP may ask IU to step aside. PDP may ask IU to step aside. Atiku no longer weakest target party source. Atiku no longer weakest target party source. While Autumn continues to back Rivers governor. While Autumn continues to back Rivers governor. Yes, sir. Let's have one of our reviewers this morning. Yeah. Yeah. Good morning, sir. Just come close to the mic.
Morning.
Yeah. How's your week?
It was fine.
Okay, let's start with the NNPC. There is a disparity between how much is paid for subsidy. The CG accused the NNPC of fraud, 38 million liters that is being produced daily. Now we are saying that petrol to sell for 462 naira per liter without subsidy. I want to respond to that.
Well, first of all, I thank your media outfits for giving we the masses the opportunity to express our mind. Like what you are doing, the federal might electoral media, NTA, they cannot do novel job we are doing, but they will not allow people to express their truth and their mind. Once again, I thank the organization for giving me fit to hear the view of ordinary people like me. On the issue of NNPC, argue between both parties, so little was supplied to the country. What I'd like to say is that we have committee on the petroleum in both houses. They should do diligent work and get the facts and give the report to the entire country. That is why they were elected. This is not we to determine the argument over that issue. Okay. On the issue of increase in the petrol price, I would say this is sad news, and it's a disaster to the entire country. Why we the producers of petroleum, the largest producer of petroleum products in Africa, we cannot refine. We are not exports. In fact, it's a madness. There's no justification for we that produce fuel, then buying it at higher rates. It's uncalled for. It's uncalled for. What I would like to suggest is that there should be a tribunal to be set up to probe those people that have been awarding contract to make a turnaround on the refinery, to come on account what they have done so far with the money they have collected. Okay? That is my suggestion in that area.
How would Nigerians fare with this 462 naira per liter?
Nigeria is not going to accept this one. It's unaccepted. It's ridiculous. Whereby the so-called 30,000 salary have not been implemented by some state governments. We are now in attempt to inflict more injury to the masses. It's uncalled for. The so-called 30,000 does not worth anything in the market. And bear in mind that people that has a car and that don't have car will patronize the same market, the same simple market. It's uncalled for. In fact, there should be the government should declare emergency on the economy.
The government?
Yes,
the government of the day?
Yes, they should declare emergency on the economy because we are now on emergency. state of emergency on the economy. Nothing but the truth.
What do you think they should do when they set this state of emergency? What do you think should be done?
What needs to be done is to review the economic policy as to to benefit the masses. They should review it. It's unacceptable. Can you imagine now when the price of oil is going to be 762 naira? In fact, you cannot buy a pepper of 200 naira again because the buck will be passed on the buyer and on the commuter. It cannot go well. In fact, there will be no bread of 500 naira again. Nothing but the truth. So that is my comment on that.
Okay, IG to US, US government that there's no threat to the 2023 general elections. There's no security threat.
Yes, if we ourselves do not, if you do the right thing, the election is transparency.
No, as in, are we facing insecurity in Nigeria?
We are facing insecurity.
No, prior to the election, let's look at the election. The way things are tense now, do you think that there's no security threat to the election next year?
I'm praying. I'm a Christian. I'm praying that there be no security threat towards the election and after the election. And that is if everything is done in openness, in transparency manner. I'm telling you that there's no threat to the election.
That is, if everything is done, there's the transparent
yes, thank you, openness, without bias from the people up there. But if they are telling things contrary to that, we should be ready to face the security threat.
In the northwest, where we have banditry activities, whereby every day we hear of kidnappings and killings, do you think that there can be election in such area?
Well, there could be election there, but there will be no fair election there. But they will announce that everything is perfect there. Whereas it's not perfect. The election there cannot be perfect, and it's not going to be fair. So if government will be, they could have even declared state of emergency, total state of emergency in that part of the country where we have banditry. So election should not hold in that place. That's my suggestions.
Election should not hold
in that place where we have banditry and act of terrorism.
So who will be the leaders in that?
They will appoint administrators there.
You should appoint administrators?
Yes.
Military administrators?
Yes.
In a democratic setting?
Yes.
How long?
Civil administrator.
How long?
Maybe for a period of 6 months.
Then what will happen after 6 months?
Then, after 6 months, when the issue of banditry and terrorism have been reduced to the barrel minimum, they can hold.
What if after 6 months it still continues?
The state of emergency should extend it again.
Okay. Okay. Lastly, what do you think? What is your heartfelt? What's your hope for Nigeria? Your hope for Nigeria.
My hope for Nigeria. Yeah. I will say, I personally, at the age of 66, as at last month, I do not have any hope for this country. It is incoming generation at my back, my children, that they could say they have hope for Nigeria. But I don't have any hope.
Why do you say that?
Thank you very much. You can imagine, in a nation where we have public office holder, embezzle over 100 billion plus, and that person was taken to court and granted bail and do his barbaric regard like this, smiling out. It is dangerous.
Are you talking about the Accountant General?
That's number one. Again, the Abaki Yari, he has 40 mega properties. How much is salary? If he served this country for 200 years, you cannot acquire that money. So in the nutshell, what I want to suggest, anybody invest to public fund, they should apply capital punishment for that person.
Let's look at the performance of the judiciary in such situations. How do you rate the judiciary?
Judiciary, they are not free. They are being manipulated. If not, such persons like a Accountant General should not be granted bail because of that huge amount involved. How much they are actually required? They are requested for not up to 10 billion. An individual can now embezzle over 100 billion plus. the judiciary, I don't have confidence in them. Nothing but the truth.
So how do you think that they should set up, they should do this state of emergency, judiciary to do this? If you don't have confidence in the judiciary that cannot deliver, what do you think they can do? Since you know they cannot deliver, how do you think they should carry out all these actions?
Well, let me retrace my statement. We cannot condemn all people in the judiciary, but there are some. They have conscience. They are delivering. So there are some guys who don't have bad egg. So they can still do more than what they are doing presently.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir, for your.
And I thank you for giving me the opportunity. And I thank other people that I met here, they gave me audience to talk before them. Okay. I thank them. God bless you all.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir. I have Mazi Chigozie. Good morning, Mazi Chigozie.
Good morning.
Happy New
If
Week.
there's anything good about this morning, as far as Nigeria is concerned,
Okay.
well, we're grateful to God for sparing our life.
Yes, our main headline, IG to the United States government that there's no threat to next year's election. I want to respond to that.
Yes, the more we sleep and wake up, we are closer to the days of judgments. And for IGP, I've been an IDP, to make that submission presupposes that have been, of course, confirmed and established potential threats to the existence of this contraption. If you have listened to the Air Force chief, he said he was regretting that the scarcity of aviation fuel is affecting the fight, the oppression of, or the fight against insurgency. You can imagine such level of mockery. You're telling me that a whole sovereign state is complaining of aviation fuel to protect the life and property of our supposed citizens. Can't imagine the madness. Then you are telling me there is no threat to 2023 elections. Why are you contradicting yourselves? I think these people should be subjected to psychological tests to ascertain the state of their psyche, psychological health. Because there have been contradictions. This one said that fuel aviation has become a cog in the wheel of their progress in winning the war against insurgency. This one is saying there is no threat. Them themselves are potential threats to the existence of Nigerians. You are telling me there is no threat, IGP. Why you still have common, ordinary bandits, as they call them, are holding your supposed citizens to ransom under adoption for the past 5 years. Okay.
Yes.
Yesterday. You can hear it now. So there is no threat. If you cannot secure, just mere bandits are threatening Nigeria. Mere bandits, as they call it. Mere bandits. People who are hungry for food and tuwo and chinkafa. You cannot confront them. You can't defeat them. You can't dislodge them. Then you are talking about a more larger scale of violence, which already the preconditions are already seen by all. You cannot tell me, well, of course, the UN police chief probably or possibly may have hinted him on the state of the nation, and he still chooses to live in denial. Well, if that makes him happy and comfortable, well, I wouldn't object to that. But the reality will catch up to them.
Okay, let's look at it. If subsidy is removed, then we are going to be having petrol for 416 naira per liter. Let's look at the state of Nigerians at that point.
You see, Nigeria will not get it right until there is everybody part his way. You cannot tell me, it is needless talking about subsidy when already you have the natural material, the raw material in relative abundance. So the focus should be, of course, how do we float functional refineries? And by so doing, of course, create jobs for the teeming population of the youths. Any government, just imagine now, for instance, you are a friend to me, or I'm a friend to you, and I saw you lavishing money on daily basis. You will take me and go to bar, we drink, you spend 40,000. And eventually your wife confide to me that you've not given him for the past 1 month. You have not given him food, money for upkeep of the family. The last you gave him was 2,000 naira, and you spent and lavished 40,000 naira with me. You see, I have to scold you if I'm a responsible friend. You see, and if I'm the one that is behaving like that, you will call me. I'm as useless as whatever you can think of. The same thing applies to the government. A government that squanders people's common resources, common wealth. You flee abroad for medical trips, checkups. You live luxury lives. You have access to essential cars. You live at the expense of the masses. Who gave you the opportunity to preside as the president of Nigeria, as the governors? Why in your own country they don't have basic health facility, which your own wife? In fact, I'm not sure if Buhari is still alive, because you cannot tell me that Buhari is alive and is not living. His wife is not living with him for the past 3 years. And I understood that a Muslim man does not play with his wife. You cannot tell me you are a Muslim faithful and your wife is living in Dubai for the past 3 years and you are living alone. It is not possible. As far as I am concerned, I knew. What is she doing in Dubai? Who is warming the bed for her husband? Unless the woman has been declared impotent and, of course, incapacitated in that respect. There's something fishy. There's something they are not telling us. And we are not too gullible not to see the realities. So you can understand any government who behaves in like manner is an irresponsible government. It's a useless fellow. Your people are hungry. You are lavishing the wealth of your supposed citizens meant for the common good of all. A bag of rice is 40,000 now or more. You see, and Kule is saying that today. He brought this system. It's part of the victim. I mean, the problem of Nigerians. By supporting a clueless and irresponsible government. You're telling me that today, you know what? What is the salaries of... are you aware that some teachers have been paid 18,000? In the north, they are still paying some teachers 6,000. Less than 12,000. Why would Boko Haram strive? If you are a teacher in the north and they're paying you 6,000, wouldn't you prefer joining Boko Haram bandits? Because it is useless. I mean, going to the classroom where you know that there are possibilities of becoming a millionaire overnight. This is how destructive this government and this system is. You see, and you're telling me there is no threat. Okay, I think he should go and begin to count his losses. It's so unfortunate.
Okay, there's a Malami over the weekend says that diaspora funding attracts some kind of action from the government. If you are in diaspora, you are funding, involved in any kind of funding, they will take an action against you. Let's look at that reasoning.
As far as he's concerned, he has lost his relevance. As far as I am concerned, Malami is nobody to reckon with. Malami is nobody to... Malami, who answers Malami? Have you heard such word before? Malami name. Is it? It's a nobody. It's just an opportunist. Let me tell you, Attorney General of who? What are you attorney at? Attorney of Boko Haram. There have been established records of people who were sponsoring Boko Haram, who have been alleged and indicted by even foreign countries like Dubai, United Arab Emirates, and other, of course, countries of concern. What has your attorney done to bring those culprits to book. They are going free, of course, and nobody cares for them. Nigeria is living on foreign aids. Even the government, that's why the latest food, cash food, whatever, was denied.
Yeah, Nigeria was not part of where.
They were removed from the district because they know that, including the Malami, is a fraudster. How many times have been indicted by the governor, by the governor forums, over the what is that money? Oil something.
Okay.
The repatriation of some funds, Paris fund and all that. Have you cleared himself? So you cannot talk of about crime, about corruption when you are corruption personified. When you have your integrity, of course, is at stake. So it is immaterial. Most of the, of course, immunization is being sponsored by foreigners. Bigates Foundation and all that. You can see that now. UNICEF and all that. So is another foreign. They should block it. They should block it if that is a crime. But these people have lost relevance and focus.
We don't want any influence in the election. That's why any sort of
what influence? It is their personal choice. If you decide, I can be here and decide to sponsor Biden of America. In as much as the source of my words is not questionable, it is my right. If somebody decides to give me money now, like I'm expecting $2,000 from my prospective Livinati. Well, he's not living in US, and Europe is experiencing fuel hike in prices. Maybe
India has partaken UK as one of the biggest economies.
Indians, it is possible, and what is the place of your country, Nigeria? So now, if they send me money now, like $1 million, you want to hold me and probably send assassins. Maybe Malami will be involved. Huh? So that is madness. That is not any problem to us. He should rather submit. In a such society, by now he should have resigned. If he wants to take the path of honor, person like him shouldn't be there. What are you attorneying? You are turning whatever. Your people are being held captive. This security is working the entire. There is no peace. There is no security. And for you to talk of economic revival, you must instill, of course, create enabling environment, which is not in sight anytime, any soon. So you can see now the Malami, and of course he's now an in-law to Buhari. So whatever sin he commits, whatever looting and embezzlement has been pardoned by default. So such people should not, of course, in the first place, man public offices in a responsible environment or in a responsible society.
Okay, thank you very much, Mazi.
So what does that entail? It shows that it's something we cannot deny, even when some people choose to live in denial, self-denial. The reality, of course, is that there is imminent division. There is imminent catastrophe, which unfortunately you cannot deny. Being a Nigerian at this time, even Kunle now is preparing to return to Togo, as he rightly confided to me, which means he has lost focus and direction and hope. As my elderly one, the one that spoke before me, he said that he has lost hope in Nigeria. So if a man with such experience can say that after 60 years, counting, you have not discovered your feet, then you are still having hope in a hopeless state.
Okay.
Now, you better plan to jump out.
Mazi, I have Otumba.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Odogu Christian, man. Keep the good work going. I've been seeing the banter at DSS. Flip me DSS. Yoruba. I could see that. I could hear that. I wish you well, right?
Okay, let's go.
And happy new week.
Yeah,
May this week not be another disastrous week for us. That's it. Every week.
Ondo
one-
State, 32 travelers.
What am I saying?
Yeah.
You could see now, you could see Ondo State, 36 people, 32 people kidnapped by bandits, by Fulani. I thought,
No, unknown gunmen.
who are the unknown government? Do you want to tell me Ondo 2 have created their own branch of unknown government? Ondo people. Who are the Ondo? Are they intruder or are they? Before we used to hear Fulani, herdsmen attack Ondo forest. We used to hear. So who are the unknown government now? That's what I'm telling you. Disastrous things every week in this country. There's no good news. I've never
No, at
opened.
least there's constant light.
Constant. No, we can say that, but they should not. There should not be constant light. They will not tell us how much they are investing on those
But
lines.
for me, that
How
one
much
is not,
has those
it's not
lights
enough
got?
to even-
How much has the investment of, electricity investment? How much has it got? And talk of the what's it called? The service they are rendering. How much have they spent?
It's not at par with
It's
what,
not at par at all.
what has been invested.
What has been invested
Yeah.
on? Yes.
They need to give us free.
Yes,
free electricity.
yes.
We
It's
should not even
just-
pay for
It's
electricity.
just that they are throwing billions into the sea. Throwing billions into the sea. And this morning again, you could hear how this NNPC has killed us finish. The Ogabi Makari, or what's it called? Mele Kiari, and Dr. Silva, the main doctor, the only doctor of oil from the Niger Delta.
7,000 barrels.
They said they are giving us 68 million liters of oil Nigerian consume every day.
Every day.
But they could not account for it.
No, they said they
Yeah,
are ready for.
no, they are
forensic
ready. But there's a guy tackling them already, which is Ali. That's a custom guy, DG.
Yeah.
He's tackling them that we are consuming 80 million liters of oil, consuming it every day. That where is the 20 going to? The 20 they remove from it. You could see how callous and how mean these people in charge of all these corporate organizations, all these government parastatals are. You can see how they are. You can see the other one they were talking about.
They said they released. They said 68, but they released 98 million liters into the market.
So
where is the remaining?
The remaining? That is what I'm saying now. Where is the remaining?
That is daily.
Your own Commonwealth. Where is the remaining money? Where is the remaining oil that's supposed to circulate around? Where is it? That is what I'm telling you. This country, the leader of this country, I think is about to give up. So, except you want to come and wake up a dead body as a country is now. This country has been slaughtered.
What is happening to collapse building? Almost every.
That is another. What did I say?
This is Lekki.
That is another bad news we keep hearing every week. Bad news.
What is happening?
Bad news. You should go and ask Lagos State government. You should go and ask property monitoring units, building monitoring units under the Lagos State Ministry of Housing. You should go and ask them. Are they not the one monitoring all these projects? Did they do soil tests? Did they carry out soil tests?
Under construction.
Under construction, yes. Are they monitoring? Are they sending, government agency there to monitor all these people? One thing they will just go to Alausa and bribe who is bribable there. And they start their projects. So I say in that Alausa you can get anything for anything you wish you with your money. Anything. If you want human being said, they will sell it for you there.
In Alausa.
No, that is the extent everything is going now. When there's building, nobody is in charge to take control. We had the Koyi Gate. We had what's it called? Lekki Gate. Lekki, what's it called? This Lekki.
Fosco Heights.
Osibona. That's Lekki. Then we have the other one with Lekki Garden. Lekki Garden issue. You know how many souls that are lost? And those are the souls. Those are the innocent souls that died. That their blood is crying for this country. Their blood is protesting. The innocent soul that they kill. They kill with their stupid regulation, with their stupid. How do you think the country will be well?
Well, we are just sitting down looking at these things going on, and there's nothing we are doing. We just complain, but the next week we see.
Where are the people to
another build.
Where are the people? Did we have masses in this country? Did we have masses? We have half dead people in this country. We have half dead people. I keep saying it. Because people that cannot function like human any longer, that depressions have gone into them, that oppression has gone into them, that hunger has gone into them, that they cannot even speak, they don't even know your rights. You know, as Fela said, that animal can't dash me my, human rights.
Okay, let's look at 416
rights.
naira per liter when they remove subsidy.
462
naira per liter when they remove subsidy.
That's going to be
They're eventually going to remove the subsidy.
That's going to be the final sledgehammer that will knock everybody off. That will knock everybody off from this planet.
You know, Nigerians find a way to survive.
I pray people don't just drop dead on this country. You just see body bags on this country. People dropping dead. Because it's not only thinking alone. When you are thinking of problems ahead of you, it makes you, it affects your health, and it can give up the ghost. Because all this oppressive policy, all this, dictatorial, slavery policy they are bringing onto our head, it cannot work. Where we use it 414 or 15
62 naira.
462. Now that means the multiplier effects, the transport costs.
We have one
Nigeria will not be Nigeria will not be able to move from point A to point D. That is what I'm telling you now. The president we said we have is not in charge, and I'm still doubting whether it's the real president that is on the seat now as it is.
The Minister of Petroleum.
As it is. The president, Buhari himself is not in charge as it is. He's not in charge. So that's why I'm having that thought now that there's a masquerade that we put there just to masquerade like our
Okay, lastly, before I call on me, IG to US government, no threat to next year's election. No security threat to next year's election.
Security threats.
Next year.
And we've been seeing a lot of talks that has been higher, that has been mobilized. We've been seeing a lot of arms in different people's hands now. A lot of youth. This is their constituency now. This is when the youth will be active now. This is their pay time now. This is same youth that said they are tired. Those are the same people that will stay behind to start fighting themselves. Let's this campaign. IG cannot say that.
Is that a threat?
No, you say what?
Is there a threat to the election?
It's always a threat. Is there any election that happens in Nigeria that you didn't see bloodbath? Is there any election? IG should wait until the campaign starts before you can say there's no threat to the election. Nigeria election, somebody said it's a do or die. You remember when Papa Wade said that thing? The election is a do or die, yes. And that statement alone has been misleading a lot of these electorate supporters that do or die. It's either we do it or we die there. So, the problem me I foresee that we may have is let everybody sit down and see how we can part ways, Not by one wall, we talk ideology, we apply ideology to solve our problem, because we cannot carry on at this time of the year. But the voice, our voice alone, when we voice, our voice is loud, it will overwhelm them.
Our politicians listen.
You force them to listen.
Okay.
I think they listen during NSAS. They listen when the people, you can see the outcome of the NSAS. What are they not on that program? The Keyari, them, all of them. Are they not the one the law is catching up with now? The law will still catch up with every one of them. But we cannot wait for that law that we don't even know when it's going to come, because the Nigerian law system said it's double justice. One law for the rich, one law for the poor. So is that the kind of system we keep? And you say youth, they are the future leader of tomorrow. The youth that you will use one sledgehammer, which is their own law, to pin down, and the oppressors. Who are the politicals? Yes, they are the oppressors. They are oppressing us. Have you ever seen any convoy of those guys before? 10 cars, 11 cars, 12 cars going. Which is your own part of, from your fund, from your VAT. They will fund those cars. They will fuel those cars. They will repair those cars. Do you know how much they are using budgeting for Aso Rock every year to rehabilitate entertainment? This is, you know how much is it? 3 billion, 4 billion for entertainment. What do you want? You want to feed the whole country. You want to entertain the whole country. Okay. So the money, right? I don't know. There's one demon. that is within the space.
You can
political
pray,
space.
and he's a pastor. You can pray and
It's
chase the
prayer,
money.
prayer. See, we don't how many.
You say
prayer-
there's one demon.
Yes,
What will cast away a demon? It's
Physical,
not
this
prayer.
now ones. It's a physical.
You can fight the demon physically.
Yeah, you know them. Demon is demon. They say they are human.
Can you fight?
Abati told us that Ruben Abati told us that there is demon in that Asura. He told us openly. But we leave the affiliates, or what how they say. You know,
thank you very much,
it's so
Otumba
annoying. It's so
Kule,
annoying.
for your analysis
This
this
is not a
morning.
country
God bless
that
you.
everybody pray for. This is not a country
I
of
want
my
to be
dream.
fresh like
It's
you.
not a
Mr.
country of my
Kule,
dream.
I like his dressing this
I
morning.
want to be fresh like you.
Looking young and
Yeah, this courtesy of Daddy Cole.
Mr. Cole.
Daddy Cole, I bless you. People are complimenting your gesture on us.
Thank
God bless you. God bless
I have
your
a
family.
breaking news in Washington. One person has died and 9 people are missing, including a child, after a float plane crashed in Puget Sound in Washington State. That is according to the U.S. Coast Guard. The agency said in a press release that the plane was flying from Friday Harbor, a popular tourist destination in the San Juan Island, to Renton in southern suburb of Seattle on Sunday afternoon, September 4th. The Coast Guard said it received a report of the crash around 3:11 p.m. and dispatched helicopters and boats to scour the area. Local search and rescue officials are also on the scene. One person has died, 9 people missing in a plane crash in Washington State. I have Mr.
well,
The youths are the leaders of tomorrow. Let's refer to this election. The youth will be the leaders of tomorrow.
the youth does not have voters card. They
So-
don't have voters card.
Okay,
And
these youths. No, I don't think we
these
have many
youths-
youths here.
The youth don't have voters card. I stand to be corrected on this platform.
Do you have a voter card?
I have a voters card.
Are you not a youth?
No, see, there are categories of youth.
Okay,
Yes,
which
sir.
category doesn't have voter card?
Well, the categories of youth we are talking about are people that have not collected their voters card because they saw that the electoral system changed. They changed to Beaver. All of them rush to go and say they want to go and collect their voter. They want to go and register for their voters card. Those are the particular categories of people I'm talking about. You understand?
11 million new registrants. The last PVC registration exercise. 11 million people registered, and most of them are youths.
If you say 11 million, how many of them will collect that voters card?
We have more than 60% that have collected the voters card.
Please let us not be carried away by social media propaganda.
No, from the INEC, not
Hold on, sir. Hold on,
INEC
sir.
will come out and give
Hold
us
on, sir.
propaganda.
Hold on, sir. Let us not be
Okay, let's not
carried
dwell
away.
on that. We know
No.
that
Let me
most-
finish. No. Let me finish. Let me finish. Let us not be carried away by all this propaganda. This thing. In one of the states, particularly I do not know, they went to hide this voters card in the gutter. Basket of it. Just because they know that one political party, if they get their particular voters card, they will win. And you are telling me that 12 million. There are a lot of things. See, there are things we should know in Nigeria. There are things we should know in Nigeria that if we want to do election the right way, the way every one of us can operate our phone, we can vote through our phone. We can vote through our phone. All these things they are doing, they are just using it to siphon money.
Are you saying that the youths will not have their way? 73.
What I'm telling you, the 60% you quoted by INEC is not up to 30% that have collected their voters card.
Are you saying that the youths are not going to have their way come 2023?
Let me tell you, when the election period comes, some youth will be carried away by money. They'll be carried away by money.
How much is the money?
You understand? What I am saying is this, is that the youth of these days, they are easily carried away by money. They don't have that conscience. When make I chop my own, make I not say, I am telling you the reality on ground. There's hunger in the land, my brother. Hunger in the land.
460 naira per litre very soon.
Oh my God. This same government, Buhari government, one of the that came that Buhari said fuel subsidy was a scam. Was a scam. Now he said he wants to remove fuel subsidy. And the same president we are talking about is the Minister of Petroleum. What is the way forward? If you listen this morning, the NNPC came up with a report that is 65 million, 68 million.
They are consuming 68 million liters every day.
Why custom said they take away
They release 98
million. Where is the remaining 35 million going to? Who are the people they are selling that oil to? See, there are a lot of discrepancy. That man in custom, the man is a straightforward man. He does not take nonsense. He does not take nonsense. And what he says is true. That where is this money going to? Some of us don't have car. Some of us have car. Are you telling Nigerians that all Nigerians are buying fuel on a daily basis? There are some people that buy fuel on every Sunday and once a week, and they will use it throughout the whole week.
We have
so where are they getting that statistic
fuel
from?
Scarcity now. Then how many people buy when there's fuel scarcity?
During NSAS, the same NNPC was cutting the same 68 million this thing on a daily basis. There is a need to do a forensic audit. There are a lot of people siphoning Nigerian money, and these are eating up on Nigerian economy, and that will not help us. This will not help us. Because the thing is this, is that, just as what Kunle said, they said there are demons there. That how can you deal with demons? The violent will take it by force one day. Yeah, the violent will take it by force one day.
Who are these violent? Are they not the youths?
Listen, within themselves, the fight will start. You understand? We start from the top, it will spread down.
Okay, let's look at what's happening in PDP. And there's no hope for reconciliation between Wike and Atiku.
Let me tell you the truth. PDP is a party that is a family issue. They know how to solve their issue. On the 8th of September, the Board of Trustees are going to be holding meeting, and they are going to be resolving the issue. The crisis on ground is that Wike is selfish. Ayo does not stand on his integrity. I'm going to analyze that. Wike, because of his selfish ambition, he threw away his brother, Secondus. He carried it and threw it away, not knowing that the table may turn around. When the table turned around and it was for the North, you have forgotten that he said, if a Northern presidential candidate emerge, that he is going to step down. Based on that, he said it last year. Based on that, the Board of Trustees are going to weigh into it. For what Wike is saying, he's saying the truth, but he's doing it in an arrogant way. He's trying to divide the party. But the thing is that the Board of Trustees are going to iron the issue easily.
What is likely going to come out from that Board of Trustees meeting?
Well, the Board of Trustees is going to come out with a very strong and powerful option that THR3 should resign. You understand? THR3 should resign. Then the working committee will now sit down and elect someone that will act in the capacity of a chairman, or they will do a special convention, but that time is not.
Okay, lastly, no threat to 2023 election, IG to US government.
Well, the Nigerian army have started recording some good success.
Okay.
They started dealing with the ASWAB and all those Boko Haram. This thing they bought, they've been able to get some of them. But the thing is that
yes, 32 persons were kidnapped. A mosque was raided down. Imam killed. Many of the worshippers were kidnapped.
Where?
I think Bauchi.
Bauchi.
Yeah.
It's an internal issue. They will solve that problem. They know the people.
What
they
of
know
Ondo State?
Ondo State.
32 travelers kidnapped.
In Ondo State.
Yes.
What's the governor of the state? Akeredolu. Akeredolu was romancing with them. Now, Akoroduru was romancing with them.
With all
But
these things, don't you think it's going to affect? Let's look at the Northwest. What's happening? Bandits taking over some local governments. Do you think that is going to affect the election?
It will not affect the election. When the time of the election comes, everything will be sorted out.
Okay, they know how to.
They know how to manipulate the field. They know. There is no fire without smoke. Some of the politicians are the ones foiling these issues up. When the time of election comes, the things will stabilize.
Okay.
But there's probability they may shift the election.
Oh, thank you for that.
They may shift the election based on security apparatus. They'll say, please let's shift it so that give us so day. They may shift the election.
Okay.
So that's my humble take, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. 1 minute, I beg. Pray 1 minute. I beg you.
Chris, let man not pray.
Okay, wait. Let me listen to somebody first. Yes, I was online. I think Mr. Sunday should be online this morning. Let's get Mr. Sunday.
Good morning, everybody.
The voice of voiceless.
Voice for the voiceless.
Yeah, Mr. Sunday,
Yes.
good morning. Yes,
Good morning,
Happy New Year,
everyone.
Mr. Sunday.
Thank
Yes,
to you, my brother.
I have the
How's
floor
everyone
this
there?
morning. Contribute to what we are discussing this morning.
Mr. Kokonde, good morning, and good morning to everyone in Philip TV, both the management and everyone, the viewer, I greet everyone. And this morning, you are saying about there is no trade to 2023 election. I want to tell you, if there is no trade to 2023 election, APC will not have even a single state to win or a local government because they have not added anything to this country. You hear me? If there is no trade, no security, APC will never win any state. And we are talking about whether there is nothing, this. Look at the youth we are talking about now, in Lagos State to be precise. Who are the Agboro? Are they not the youth? Those are the people, they say youth, the Agboro, that the government is bringing them into their space to use to fight for them. They give many of them guns. If you don't know that most of those Agboro you see, they have gun under them. You understand? And so when that election comes, if police know, because they know that the power of police have been weak since 2020 and SARS, the power of police have been taken away. That is why we see there are a lot of insecurity. And that is why I always say that Nigeria is not existing again. Because what is existing now is what? Hypocrisy. And we have not woke up one day to ask a question about these people in Buhari government, especially a name called Kari. We have the likes of Abakari, which is dead during coronavirus. And now we have Kari, that is the DSP, former Deputy Commissioner of Police, that his case is still under a NDLEA custody. That he have a case in America to answer, but until today, nobody talk about it. They begin to manipulate and bring different excuses and begin to levy some issue against him because they know if they allow him to go to America to answer for his case, he will open many people nyash. Most of those outside criminals, those drug baron, we have more drug dealer in politics in the north because they are afraid that if Abakari go to America now, he will open many of them nyash. That's why they don't want him to go. Because nobody is still talking about it. And now we still have Kari that is still in charge of petroleum. You hear what he's telling us? That they are giving him with prison silver. That they know they are giving us how many billion liters of oil and how many money. Who is collecting the money? Who are they deceiving? I say me. No matter anything that this country do, they can never deceive me. And that is why I told you before that in 2023, me, I don't have a candidate. But I only prefer Peter Obi because of what? Because of the word he's speaking, but I only fear of our politicians because they can be controlled easily by some evil power that we have in Aso Rock. Because if Peter Obi now, if eventually win, because me personally, I will vote for him. I don't know that if Nigeria still exists, so because for now, what I'm seeing in Nigeria, there's no Nigeria. What we are seeing is what? I know him. This is my person, this is my friend. That is what Buhari is doing. He's my friend. And you do know that Buhari go to the extent to appoint Aisha junior brother as in one of the positions in Nigeria CBN. Have you go and find out? You see it. That's why I tell you that Buhari is just doing. I know him. There's nothing to write him about. Okay, the IG of police that is talking about 2023 election. Who is the IG of police? Is it not the Fulani people? And who are the people killing people everywhere? Have you seen any of the Fulani person arrest? Yes, we forget about what happened in Oyo State when OPC went to arrest Fulani leader that time that they went, the same police to come and arrest the same OPC people. And this is the person that police have been finding hard how many years to arrest him, but they could not arrest him. But OPC do the work. And that is why today they see Nigeria government, now see IPOB, CESN as the enemy of the country. But they forget the worst enemy that we have. The worst enemy of the country is the Fulani herdsmen. The Fulani herdsmen, they never mean well for this country. That is why I say I never conquer one day to one Nigeria, because one Nigeria is a scam for a particular group of people. And those group of people are aware that from the north. And all of them there, they have one voice. The voice they are having now is if they have the power to eliminate me and you now, they will do it. Nah.
God bless
and
you.
nobody will stop them.
Analysis this
Thank
morning.
you.
Thank you very much,
I
Mr. Sunday.
love everyone.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you very much. God bless you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Are we over the weekend? There was a rally for Peter Obi in Abeokuta, I'll also say Ibadan. Massive rally. Let's get the response of our reviewers. I have Mr. Okukondem. Massive rally for Peter Obi.
Thank you, Mr. Christian, for giving me the
Abeokuta.
opportunity.
Okay.
But let us pray. Lord Jesus, I worship you. I thank thee for your goodness, for your mercy, for keeping every one of us alive all over the world. May your name be glorified in the name of my Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. Father, I thank thee, I bless thee. On behalf of IPOB Autopilot, on behalf of Simon Ekpa Autopilot, on behalf of Omada Autopilot, on behalf of ESN Autopilot, I thank thee on the life of Mr. Mazin Namde Carlo, keeping him alive up to today. I thank thee, Father Yahweh, because you're using United Nations and the European Union to fasten his release. Father, may it be so. In the name of my Lord Jesus Christ, amen. I thank you on behalf of Philip TV. I thank you on behalf of Sunday Bohu. I thank you on behalf of Amateku, Odua Republic. Father, be praised and magnified in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, amen. Hey, Christian, I want to clear some issues before any other thing.
Okay.
You see, on Saturday, which was 3rd of this month, after the program here, some people call me from abroad, giving me warning that I'm speaking against Peter Obi. I'm not speaking against Peter Obi, neither voting against Peter Obi, but I am speaking on behalf of Biafrans. I am speaking. They're giving me serious warning, threatening me that why should I talk of Omada? Why should I talk of this? Nnamdi Kanu have given sit at home order that should be cancelled. Why do people sit at home? He himself is a Biafra. He want to Biafra. You cannot want Biafra and one Nigeria. Whosoever is talking of Biafra and talking of obedient or Obi presidency, of Igbo presidency, is a criminal.
No, don't call them criminal.
No. Okay, I'm very sorry. No. It's not a criminal. It's a slip of tongue. But he's a chameleon. That's what I want to say. He's a chameleon, not criminal, please. And anybody who wants Biafra and want to Igbo presidency, whether Obi or any other Igbo man, is not serious for Biafra. You cannot have two things at a time. You cannot be fighting for Biafra and fighting for Igbo presidency in Nigeria. No. You are a joker. You are beating behind the bush. You are pushing shadow, not the real object. The real object we need to pursue is Biafra, not a Igbo man president, whether Obi or not Obi. So I did not support in Igbo man presidents. Whether it's my father, I did not support him. What I want is Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu is languishing. And the Igbo prominent leaders, Igbo Ohaneze, are not talking of to release the guy. If Nnamdi Kanu is another man, election will not be held in 2023 unless they release him. Ezakazi is an enemy of the North. That's why they're killing him.
But he's a Northern man.
He's a Northern man, but he's an enemy. They look at him as an enemy of the North. That's why they're killing him.
If Nnamdi is a Northern
if he's a Fulani man, if he's a Northern Fulani Muslim, and staying in the prison up to this day without any charge.
What of it? The same with Ezakazi.
I said Ezakazi, they see him as a northern enemy. That's why they put him
so
there.
They also see Nnamdi Kanu as a northern enemy.
They did not see
They see him as an enemy, yes, of the state.
Of the faith. But if you watch two of them, two of them have no crime. Can you go and carry Menti Anla and jail him up to this time? Menti Anla, member, jail him. It's impossible. Can you go and carry northern 4 rooms? I said, unless people like Abakari, that they cannot be able to hide. Unless people like Abakari, they cannot be able to cover up. So anybody who is talking about Igbo presidency, I pity you. After 8 years, whether after 8 years, Obi, whether Obi, whether any Igbo man, whether Rogers, whether Alahaji Oju Sokalo,
Your governor.
Alhaji Oju Sokalo, whether Umai, whether stupid, it's Alhaji. It's Alhaji. Rogers is Alhaji. All of them have taken that as Alhaji. This man, Chibika Mechi, is Alhaji. Don't you see when they to ban him? Is he hidden? He's not hidden. So anybody who go and win as Igbo man, after 8 years, that man will come down. See, they will continue.
Massive rally in Ibadan, in Abiola.
Massive rally in the Ibadan. Yes, P2B. There was massive rally for Abiola. I mean, I'm comparing something. There was massive rally for Abiola in 1983. As the process was going on, 16 states that released, Abiola won them clearly against offer. But what happened? Where is Abiola? Where is that election? Where did he end? Abiola died. Then the people who did not suffer for it are reaping the benefit of that election, are reaping the benefit of that revolution, are reaping the benefit of Abiola's sacrifice. Where is Abiola children? Where is Abiola relations? Even the West, he died for, did not remember him. They did not give any award. Nothing. Then, we make June 12th. What in? Can Abiola children come and contest now and win? Can it, what hold him since all this day? God, Abiola is coming up. What hold him for all this day? Where is Concord Airline? Where's Concord newspaper? Where's the whole Abiola business? Didn't they crap it down? Obi is coming again. Obi can win a rally. Obi can do anything. But after the election, where? After the election, what? Can election be? Can that election, can he win it? If he win, can they give it to him? If they give it to him, can they give him free hand to rule? They will monitor him. They will checkmate him. Mianti Allah, we are there. They are there. Kabas, we are there. Retired army generals, we are there. The war veterans that fought on behalf of Nigeria, they were there. Obasanjo is there. Iwan Danjuma is there. Gowon is there. Jeremiah Yosan is there. Babangida is there. Abu Salamu is there. David Mark is there. Can they give him, allow him to rule and remove the oil block from their hand? David Mark.
Okay, no, David Mark is this.
Can they, because all of them have oil well. All the Olymia have oil well. They have gas well. Can they allow P2B to remove it from their hand? Okay, now, you said election will be in somewhere in Lagos State here. I think Jakonde, Lekki, Aja something, estate. That area, they're demolishing Igbo shops now. Over 500 Igbo shops are demolished now, telling them to go home. Why do they are supporting their brother? And he said we are one Nigeria. Election we hold. Election is not threatened. Our own brother, South. I mean, Southerners, our own brother, killing us, pursuing us from their place. So we should go because of the election. This is what I'm saying. Nobody should leak because of Obi. This is what I said on that Saturday. They're attacking me from abroad. Nobody should, because of Obi, go and kill innocent Igbo people. They want to link Obi to IPOB, to start killing people. When Obi did not support any agitation, Obi is on his own. Obi is for Nigeria, not for Biafra. Now they are killing Igbo people, killing Biafras because of Obi. Even in Lagos today, they are demolishing shop. Look at when Alaba close their market to go and register for PVC. They were attacked because they feel that they're coming to support Obi. And the Obi you are supporting did not care for you. Obi you are supporting, how many times have you come and go and console Alaba people that we are destroyed? We are fought because they want to register and support him. How many times have you come and go and console them? He's holding rally. He can hold rally. People can come. Even pastors do hold rally.
Okay. IG to US government, no threat to next year's election. Inspector General of Police.
Yes, this is what I'm saying. No threat in election. Election. But the threat is now in Lagos. The threat is now in Lagos. How can you go and disturb people's shop and tell me there's no threat? The threat is now. How can you hold Nnamdi Kanu hostage and tell me there's no threat? How can Mehdi Allah be going and killing? You're telling me there's no threat. There's a threat for this election. Unless they will come and give us any figure they like in 2014. You see, it's like 2014.
Where do you stand now?
Where do I stand?
Yes.
If you are coming out to say you are going to vote, whether north, whether south, any part of Nigeria, say you are coming to vote, be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Anything can happen at any time. ISWAP is there. Boko Haram is there. Fulani Helsman is there. Bandits are there. Everybody hold gun. In south to east, we said no. In southeast, Biafra land, we said no for election. Anybody can come out and say no. And the money come out and say no. Mostly in southeast, because all the whole Nigerian army nations now, we are in southeast. Biafra land. All the whole Nigerian army, police, we are there. You can come and say no, we don't go vote, they shoot you down. You can come out in north to vote. Bandit will come, shoot you down.
But the IG is giving the...
Adi is in Abuja. Is he in Owerri?
He has his men.
Who are the men? The men are the spirit. They are with flesh and blood. Everybody can die.
No, they don't give him reports.
I say,
His men are on ground.
report. Report. Okay, if they give report, will he come down and control the situation?
The report they are giving him is false?
Nigeria is full of lie. Nigeria did not give you good report. We are conquering them. Is it not what they told us when they entered in 2015? Boko Haram have been technically defeated. Boko Haram have been technically defeated. And they're still operating. Eh?
Okay.
How do you see it?
Thank you very much. You don't like him.
PDP.
Cut off your own.
Listen, PDP. What crisis you are saying is PDP. This is how they lost 2015 election. At the time of election, we have PDP, new PDP. We have new PDP. All of them they come to APC and crush PDP down. Now they have started again. They will lose this election if they don't take time. If there's election. In short, the election is balanced. It's on balance. Election is on the scale, weighing whether it will hold, it will not hold. But as I see it, if there be election, it will end up in interim government.
Okay, the federal government has uncovered 14 assets, including shopping malls, residential estate, polo playing ground, lands, farmland belonging to a former commander of intelligence response team, Abba Kyari, a former Abba Kyari, a deputy commissioner of police. Yes, Kyari was said to have failed to disclose his ownership of the properties in different locations in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Maiduguri, Borno State. Over 207 million naira, 17,598 pounds were also discovered in his various accounts in GTB, UBA, and Sterling Bank. In a fresh 24-count charge filed against Kyari by the Director of Prosecution and Legal Services, J. Sunday, dated August 30, 2022, the Attorney General of the Federation stated that the suspended DCP allegedly disguised his ownership of some of the properties. Respond to this.
Now, you see one thing. Arresting Abba Kyari, discovering his property, recovering his loot is nothing but behind the bush. They want to take it to jail Abba Kyari to cover him up, not to go to America. If they really know that what Abba Kyari did is wrong, let them extradite him to America.
He has an NDLEA case. The case he needs to answer that one first.
But American case rise up first. Now, when they did it, they will jail him here in Nigeria. They will jail him here. When they jail him here, he cannot go to America to go and answer query in America. Because they know that if he go to America to answer query, the young man will take annoyance and leak so many secrets of Nigeria. Those who are behind him, those who collaborated with him, those who are worse than him, he will name them one by one and give their assets where they are and give their account number where they are. This is why they're trying to cover up so that they can jail him here and cover up everything. But the way I see it, let us see what will be tomorrow.
Okay, thank you
so
very much.
all those things, they're trying to deceive America, not me.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. I am Mr. Okpara, the new Okokondem. In this second Republic of Biafra, led by Masinam Dekalo and his IPOB government of Biafra. Long live Republic of Biafra. Long live Sondi Bohu. Long live Amateku. Long live Simon Otto Ekpa. Long live Omada Autopilot. Long live ESN Autopilot. Long live Amateku. Long live Old Republic. Long live in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Omo Biafra. Onara hakwanona. Onye nduru gbagburu na-eche deche mgbe niile. Omo Biafra. Ọ ga-adịrị na mma. Carlo Nnamdi Carlo. Egapụta n'udo na ọṅụ n'aha Jesus Christ. Amen.
Before I call on Mr. Rafe, Ikeja Disco, don't worry, announces blackout in Lagos. No. Ikeja Disco announces blackouts in Lagos. And look at the affected areas. We have Alimosho. Yes, a 10-day planned power outage in some communities in Alimosho, Lagos State. Yes, also in Igondo injection substations outdated. Plant panels will be placed by the. Sorry. No, now in getting time. In getting time.
He pray, say you don't want to go. We are working on time.
Okay, look at the affected areas. General Hospital, Obadore, Egon, Akeson, Igondo, Ikotun, Agric Road and New Igondo would be his it's not anybody's. He has his rights. He has his rights. What number? Mr. Matthew.
What?
Hello.
Why are you calling me?
Hello. I want to say
Hello. Other one.
Don't tell me. Don't disturb me now. Why are you disturbing me?
I have a number here.
ask you not to talk. You decided willingly moved out, step out.
Okay, you. Okay, let's look at the allegation against Abakari. Let's look at the persecution on Abakari. He has a case in the United States. He also has a case in Nigeria.
Okay, I think what the government needed to do, because I think Attorney General of the Federation, who is the law officer of the land,
Okay.
knows that if there's an extradition request that Abakari should be extradited to America, and that he have a pending case in Nigeria, that it will stop the extradition. I think it was not right for the government, through the office of the Attorney General, to start to initiate another prosecution process. Because if you look at the reason the court gave for refusing the extradition is because he have a pending case in Nigeria. And this case was instituted by the same federal government. So I think, for me, I think it's a political gimmick by the ruling class to diplomatically stop Abakari for being extradited to America for prosecution. Because ordinarily, there was no case pending before any court against Abakari when America made a request for extradition. I think what the Nigerian government needed to do, as soon as he was suspended from the police force, the next thing they needed to do is to start the process of extradition, not using this political gimmick to create a hindrance in the process of the extradition. I think it was a game plan. I think it's a game plan to stop him from being extradited. That is why they came up with the issue of he may have actually committed those crimes. I'm not saying he may not have committed them. But why is it that the authorities, the system, could not investigate to unravel it before now? They waited for an extradition request for them to bring it up. So for me, I think it is a gimmick on the part of the ruling class.
Okay, sorry, we are sorry for what happened, the infraction between what happened here. Please, we're sorry. We're sorry. This is on the street. We're on the street and things happen on the street. So we are begging and saying we're sorry for what happened. Let's continue.
So I think it's a gimmick on the part of the federal government.
Okay.
Because for me, they say clear minds fears no accusation. Clear conscience fears no accusation. So when he knows that he has clear conscience, what he'd have done is, even before federal government intervention, before he would have even volunteered to go there to clear his name. So for me, I think the government is not playing the right game.
Okay, no threat to Nigeria's 2023 election. IGP tells UN police chiefs.
It's not about what IGP is saying. It's about what is the reality on ground. As we speak, the governor of Kaduna State wrote a memo to Mr. President about the security challenges in the state, to the extent that terrorists are already forming parallel government. So it's not about what IGP is saying, it's about the reality on ground. Is it not true that recently the Presidential Guard Brigade was attacked in Abuja? Recently, the Presidential Advance Team were attacked in Katsina State. But one thing I can say for sure is that recently we have even seen a reinforcement on the part of Nigerian security agencies, especially since the president gave the last marching order to the security agencies. So I think for now we are seeing a reinforcement on the part of the security agencies in the area of bombarding the bandits, the terrorists. I think we are beginning to see that now. So, but IGP, I don't think he can sufficiently tell us that there is no threat. We are seeing what is happening. We can do our personal appraisal. If we see that the thing is abating, we see it by evidence on ground. We are not going to be swayed by any sugar-coated tongue of any security chief, because we are seeing Nigerians suffer seriously, immensely, as a result of failure of the security agencies.
Okay, let's look at other reports. With the PDP, they're having an issue. There may not be any reconciliation in sight. That is from a group But let's look at the next meeting we'll meet very soon. I want to think
That's
come out of
PDP
that. Yeah.
negative. I think it will be an opportunity for PDP to look at how to resolve the impasse. But I think where you got it wrong, or where the problem started is how you made a statement before the presidential primary that if the candidate of the party emerges from the north, he will resign. I think it is on that basis that Wike and his group is anchoring his demand for resignation. But again, the timing is another issue. So PDP is in a bigger crisis than APC the way it stands. Because look at all the thing that is happening in this period to the election. You agree with me that APC is more intact. Apart from the modern ticket, which is a major crisis anyway, but PDP need to find a way to resolve their issue. But I think you have to honor his word. If I'm to speak to the crisis, though it's a PDP's internal problem, but since he's the one that made the utterance that if the candidate of the party emerged from the north, that he will resign his position. I think it's honorable that he honor his word and resign.
Okay, let's look at petrol to sell for 462 naira per litre without subsidy if the subsidy is removed. Let's look at the issue between the customs and the NNPC. Let's look at what is happening.
You see, in Nigeria, there are so much sharp practices when it comes to fuel subsidy. But that report, I think what the group managing director of NNPC Company Limited, Melikari, was saying, okay, I don't think it's Melikari, but one of their spokesmen in that company, he's saying that if they were not paying subsidy, that a price of PML would have sold for 462 naira. I think the best one he's saying is that if you look at the cost of importing, this is the actual landing cost. So it means they are paying 297 naira per litre for Nigerians. But what the problem lies, because if you are to buy 165 and the landing cost is 462, it means they are paying 297 per litre for Nigerians. But that is not where the problem is. Where the problem is the amount or the quantity of PML they say we are consuming is not realistic. It's not true. How can you tell us that in 2015 we were consuming between 30 to 35 million litres of PMS a day? Now, we are consuming, according to their record, we are consuming about 64 to 70 million litres a day. It's not realistic. I have a situation where there's even a report that NNPC is loading out 90 million litres of PMS, excess of 38 million litres every day. And the Nigerian government is made to pay subsidy based on that figure. But again, I don't think there's anyhow Nigerians will be made to pay this 462 per litre. The reason is not far-fetched. Because if you look at federal government currently, they say they are not going to remove subsidy until maybe June 2023. And by that June 2023, Dangote refinery would have come on board. And if you look at average Dangote refinery has a stock capacity to refine 650,000 barrels per day. And if you look at, if you refine a crude of petroleum, petroleum, you have average of 159 liters of all the product that comes out of the crude. So if you go with that estimate, Dangote that has a stock capacity of 650,000 barrels a day will be refining 103.55 million liters a day. So if we are to consume between 60 and 70 million liters a day, it means Dangote refinery will refine more than our local consumption. And more so, Nigerian government have acquired 20% equity from Dangote refinery and have secured right of first refusal from Dangote refinery that they will be supplying 300,000 barrels to that facility a day, every day. So I think Nigerians at the end of the day will not be made to pay this, going by the fact that Dangote refinery will come on board
before subsidy removal. But it's unfortunate that we have 4 refineries that if they refine up to 90% capacity, their installed capacity, they will be refining up to 80 million liters of PMS a day, and they are not refining. I have a situation where even federal government has spent 1.48 trillion in the last 7 years to carry about turnaround maintenance on the refineries, and as we speak, they are not refining. And SIRAP, Social Economic and Accountability Study project, is in court with federal government over the money spent to freeze the refineries, and they are not refining. So the major problem is the government. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing Dangote refinery is coming to salvage the situation. But however I look at it, we are in the long run, Nigerians will not pay this.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, on the Raphael issue, I would like to say one or two things. Raphael has been disrespectful to the anchor. His utterances is not good for a social media platform like this. We have spoken to him and warned him various times. Last time, he called people names, and we don't accept calling people names. If you are giving out you are contributing to the program, contribute in a manner that is social. And he's also fond of looking down at people, and also you can see his attitude this morning. So I have to apologize for what happened today. And Raphael, I don't know, this has been how he has been behaving even to people around this area. So we're sorry for what happened this morning. Do you have anybody online this morning? Anybody online? Okay. Yes, with that, we've come to the end of the program this morning. Yes, this is Bystanders at the Newsstands. I'm Christian Chuku. Yes, to tomorrow for another exciting edition of the program. Click on the like button so that we can have more reach this morning. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.